What's up, everybody? I'm doing the Braxton Family Values Season 3, Episode 2, Lights, Camera, Braxton Drama. Um, this this episode it was it wasn't really what I expected it to be. I thought they would come together, and it didn't happen like that. So basically, we start off with Tracy and Trina and Gabe at their house, and she says after everything happened, after they renewed their vows, she let him move back in. And Gabe is actually he's being bigger because last season and first and second season, he talked about the sisters and he actually asked how they were doing and how everything was with them, and I was very surprised at that. Um, so she tells him about that, about what happened and stuff. So then they go to Canada to see Tony's new movie, which was great, by the way. That was one of the best Christian movies I've seen in a long time. So they on the set of Tony's movie, and they say that it stinks and it smells like poo out there, and because of the fertilizer, they use poo as fertilizer. So I can see where they got that smell from. So they they talk about Trina's pants and how it looks like they in the 90s. I think they said it was the 90s or something. And then as you look, if you watch, then you could see that Tamar, she was really being quiet. You don't see that too much. She wasn't saying too much. She was commenting, saying little stuff, but she didn't really say too much. So then they go and see the set, and they go and see the church. It's the scene where where the guy comes in and the dude shoots him. And they start copying, like imitating the woman they used to go to their dad's church when they had his first church. As a pastor's kid, I do that stuff all the time. So I could see how that was that was refreshing to see them actually doing something together for once this season. So Canadian sites, and they go on this this what is it like Tamar, she really scared of heights, and they go they have to go over a trail or something, and Tamar is real scared because it's shaking. And it's a bridge. They go over a bridge, and Tamar is really scared because it's shaking, and all she keeps saying is, "Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it." And I'm like, come on, Tamar, you ain't gotta be on drama all the time. She ain't gotta be a diva all the time. Like, does it ever get old with her? It don't ever get old. Like, she think drama is so good. I think that her fame has changed her. Because, if you watch from first season, she really didn't act as much of this way as she does now. Some of it come with being the youngest. And my younger sister, she does act that way a lot. But so it just comes with the territory. But it's over the top. And like Tawanda said, I actually agreed with her on this one. She said Tamar's diva level's on a 6. Usually it's on a 10. I agree with her on that one. That was a good point. So then she like Tamar just looked really, really stuck up while they going to see the sights. So then it goes to a commercial, and one of the commercials was Tawanda. She had her little commercial. I can see, so she finally pursuing her acting career. I was happy for her. So back to the show. Tawanda, she starts shading Tamar in the confessional. I don't know why she feels the need to do that all the time. Like, I wish she would just now she's becoming a diva. What I'm seeing, she's starting to become a diva this season, and I don't think that was I don't think that's a good thing for her to do. You know, because she used to be the one that everybody come to, because she is the middle child, in a way. She's be the middle girl, and she used to be the one everybody can count on, and so she's changing. She really changing. So um so they so they so they go on this cliff walk, and it was funny because the woman told him, it was like, we're gonna go on the cliff walk, and Tracy says, uh she said, have you lost your everlasting crazy mind? And that was really funny to me. She says the strangest things, but that one was actually funny, and I actually understood that one. So then they go, and because Tamar invites them to lunch, and they didn't show up because Vince was there, and I don't understand how that was a problem. He's your brother-in-law, and I really hope that they actually love him, because you know he's a good man. So I mean, I don't understand what was the problem with him being there. If they didn't want him to be there, all they had to do was tell Tamar, we don't want him to be there. All you had to do was tell him, Vince, can we talk to Tamar alone? We got some stuff to handle. That would have been a very adult thing to do. But instead they just leave. But we get to that later in the episode, at the end of the episode, that happens. So then they go and pick berries with Tony, and Tony asks why Tamar isn't there, and Tawanda tells him that she's leaving, and she asks why, and Tawanda tells her what happened. So she Tony says blueberry picking is supposed to be fun, and Tawanda says, well, you shouldn't have called Tamar. I mean, she just throwing so much shade on her. I don't understand. I don't understand. There's got to be more to it than what we actually hearing right now, because it's not good, you know. But you know, as I think about it, in Tawanda confessional, her weave look a hot mess whenever she had like a red dress or something on. She had something red on. Her weave looked it didn't look good on her. No, not everything's made for everybody. Not everybody can pull that stuff off, and she couldn't pull that off. So, anyways, they so now they at Tony's. So now they at Tony's rental for the movie, and asking, and then mommy, Miss E, asks where Tamar is, and they tell her what happened, and you know, basically they saying that Tamar is a hypocrite, because if it was one of their husbands there, if it was Andre or Gabe, they would have a problem with, or Kevin, they would have a problem with them being there. But since it's her husband, she wants to be all defensive about it. Me, I don't understand that. I don't see it. I don't know why that's such a big deal. But it is. I mean, Tamar, she does act like that. I mean, and I think she needs to work on her maturity level. It's really over the top sometimes. So Tony gets a call about her driver getting arrested for having drinks in the car, and Trina's sitting there all quiet, and like she's just like and like, cause she was drinking in the car. They should have knew if they said drinks in the car that they were in. They should have guessed that it was Trina. All Trina do is drink. That's all she do. You know, I mean, like, I ain't trying to throw no shade or nothing. I'm just saying, when we see her on the show, she's drinking. You know, but I think that's just how they edit the show. You know, they do that purposely. But from what we could see, that's what she does. She drinks. So you should have guessed that it was her. But they get another call that they're gonna get they're gonna get him. They're gonna give him off with a warning, and Tony decides not to tell Trina because she wants her to sweat for the rest of the weekend. And I can see if she do that. Maybe it'd teach her a lesson and stop drinking so much, you know. So then they're back in L.A. and Tamar and Miss E meet up to go to lunch. You know, Miss E, she's really upset at she act like the other girls ain't do nothing, you know, but she wasn't the only one. She wasn't the only one that's in it. If they don't want to talk to her and they can't act like adults, then how can Tamar? Where's Tamar's example at? Because they are her older sisters, so they should be the example for her to grow up. And by them walking out, that was not a good example of how Tamar needs to grow up, cause she does. But that's not it. That wasn't a good example of what to do when your little sister is acting like a kid. You don't go and act like a kid too. So then she thinks it's okay. I have experience in that. And of course they are way older than me, but that wasn't good. You know. And Miss E, she says that she's disappointed that Tamar didn't come to Tony's house for the dinner. And I mean, she just takes all her anger out on Tamar. I mean, it's always on Tamar. Always on Tamar. And so then we get to Tamar and Tawanda, and they meet for drinks. And Tawanda says in her confessional, I'm just about sick of her confessionals. I'm about sick of them because all she does is talk about Tamar. You know, it's like none of the other sisters can do no wrong, but Tamar. I don't get it, but that's just what it's either Tamar or the husbands. That's all it is. I mean, like, when do they ever talk about anything but Tamar or Trina drinking or Gabe or Andre? I mean, rarely even talk about Andre. But I'm just over him talking about Tamar all the time. You know, I love Tamar. And she wrong. I will tell you, she's wrong. I don't think she's being wrong. She really being bullied in these episodes that we've seen. And how could you want to hang around somebody who's bullying you? Nobody wants to be around a bully. They run the other way when you see a bully. But then when you try to face it, you get into these arguments. And who wants to sit there and argue with the people that you love? So Tawanda says that she tried to be the one to be the bigger person and reach out, but actually, if you listen, Tamar said that she had called them and asked them if actually in the first episode, third season, Tracy says that Tamar called her and asked her to hang out, and she says no. She says that she doesn't want to. So you can see that Tamar really does want to reach out, but they being little kids, and they ain't trying to do that. So Tamar says that she feel like it's a clique being formed against her. But you know, the only one I don't think Tony's involved in that because her and Tony live in LA out there. So I think they're probably the closest one that she's probably the closest to her right now. So basically, the whole reason why Tawanda is mad is because it's a spinoff. So because Tamar says I don't even want to work with y'all anymore. And then she asked them to be on the spinoff of Tamar and Vince. How I don't see how that a problem. Like when your sisters is always on your back, don't you want some kind of relief? So yeah, saying that might not have been the best thing to say, but they should know it's Tamar. It's their sister. They know how she is. They know how she act. They should know by now. So basically, I just think Tawanda's jealous of the spinoff because she did ask them. She asked them to be on the show, and they said no. So I don't see how it's anybody's fault. So So then she's leaving, and Tamar, you can see how Tamar, she really apologetic. She said that she was sorry. She said all that. So then she gets her stuff, and she's like, I can't do this. I'm not going to make myself mad. I don't want to fight with you. You my sisters. She says that. So then she leaves. She leaves, and when she leaves, she says that she loved Tawana. You see, and Tawana was like, of course. But that was pretty much Braxton Family Values season 3 episode 2. Let me know what y'all think, cause I don't even know right now. It's not good. So let me know what you think about it.